Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I'm your host, Tony, affectionately known and been dubbed recently as Low Tone Tony. Shout out to SC Panther Boy, CJ. Yeah, Low Tone Tony. So I'm putting Couch Scout extraordinaire and past the trenches, off to the side. We're gonna roll with this new one. I like this. I like this. So yeah, man. Hey, welcome. Before we get started, hey, people in the comments, tell me how was your 4th of July? How you guys celebrated? If you did travel, um, I hope that you made it back home safely. Family and everything in tow. Everything is good. Um, yeah, I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. Yeah, definitely hope that. Okay. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, turn on the post notification bell where it says all, select all, so that way you be made aware whenever I go live, which is Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. But yeah, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share the video with your family and friends. As always, we're building real football conversation over here, so there's no fake hot takes, no media spin, just facts, context, film. All right. And like I always like to say, we're going to shake a little honey from the tree today, as always. All right. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. So if anybody wants to come up and be a part of the panel this morning, they are more than welcome. Let me do that real quick. Okay. And then I'll get to some of these comments that's available. Excuse me. Yeah, SC Panther Boy say, yes, sir, Mr. Low Tone himself, Coach Tony. What's up, SC? What's up, my guy? Glad to see you made it, man. Glad to see you made it up in here. Let's see. Papa said Tony be on time every time. Well, that's the goal, man. Hey, people time is money and it's precious. If you say you're going to do something or be somewhere at a certain time, I try my best to honor that. I don't want to keep nobody 5 minutes waiting or 10 minutes waiting unless it's something that's out of my control and I can't handle. You know what I'm saying? That I can't if it's out of my control and I try to send you guys however they do it, send a message and let you know the show maybe 5 or 10 minutes late. But usually more than likely, I'm definitely going to be on time. All right. Michael Dickerson said, "Good morning, sir." Hey, good morning, top of the morning to you, Mr. Dickerson. I'm glad to see you. Hope we'll see you more often. Welcome to the morning kickoff with unbiased opinion. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now, so you always be made aware when I go live. Okay, turn that post notification bell and select all. That was definitely get you where you need to be. And see, I guess as he said, it was hot, and he said that the 4th. Okay. Mr. Big Walt, the Papa, that's good military discipline. You already know. You already know, Big Walt. Who? You already know. All right. And Michael Dickinson said, done. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. So before I go into it, so I'm gonna just give you the theme for the week. You know, basically, I want to tap into the decision makers. I don't think we talk about the decision makers or give them the love or credit that they deserve. So for this week, I'm going to tap into the coordinators. We're going to talk about the coordinators. We're going to talk about Dan Morgan. We're going to talk about Brad Isaac. I mean, not Brad Ezek, Brett Tillis, but yes, we will be talking about Brad Ezek and Ejiro Evero. And so I'm going to kick it off this week. It's a two-part with Ejiro Evero. And there's always been a lot of conversation about Ejiro Evero and his scheme and his defense. And I personally have questioned some things that I don't like, and I wish that we can do better. Um, a lot of people have called for him to be fired. Run him out of town, get him up out of here. Regardless if we made a big improvement from 2024 to 2025. 2023 was good in some categories. I think there's a lot of the statistics for 2023 could have been a little misscrewed, a little misleading because there were certain categories where we did really good, and there was other categories where we did horribly bad. Um, but I'm the type of person I always like to go to the root of the problem. I understand that if you really want to understand something, or if you're a person that's in a position to potentially change something or affect change, the best way to do it is to go to the root of the problems, or the root of the problem, or the root cause of a said situation. So I just looked back at it and I was like, well, Ivero first time defense coordinator was in 2022 with the Denver Broncos. And if anybody know about the Broncos in 2022, they was basically top 10 in a lot of statistical categories on the defensive side of the ball. Okay. And in my opinion, just going researching the stats. I didn't watch any game film, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch any game film of 2022. But just going back and look at the stats and seeing what the stats told me, um, I'm under the belief that the scheme can work. Ivero's scheme can work in Carolina. Now, there's a lot of factors to that would suggest whether the scheme can work or not. So we're going to get into that. We're going to do a little comparison of what Evero had in 2022 in Denver, and how we feel like, or how we believe that needs to translate um, to the Panthers now that he is in his going into his fourth year. That 2023 season is kind of very rough. I wish everybody could get a mulligan for 2023, but that's not the case. So we deal with it, as is. So yeah, let me read a few of these comments. And again, if anybody wants to come up, the link is in the chat. So hit that link and come on up, and then we can get right into this. So let's see. MDJ365 said, "Let me go subscribe. I guess you convinced me." My guy, my guy. Hey, I appreciate that, MDJ. Hey, yeah, hit that subscribe, brother. Hit that subscribe button. I ain't gotta tell you all what to do, but I will. Turn that post notification bell on. Select all so that you'll be made aware whenever I go live. So yeah, you can also hit the link to MDJ. Definitely love to have you on the panel. Cyburn21 said, "Good morning. Finally, a morning show about the Panthers." Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Cyborn. Thank you for tuning in. The morning kickoff will be Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. So you can count on that. So yeah. If you haven't subscribed, you go ahead and subscribe as well. Turn that post notification bell. Select all so you're being made aware each and every time that I go live. Let's see. Earl Locklear said, "What's good, Tony? What's good, Earl? Glad you can make it." Jay Hud said, "Nah, he had a terrible roster." Yeah, we gonna get into it, Jay Hud. We gonna get into it. Let's see. Michael Dickinson said, "I hope he starts playing our rookies outside of players getting hurt. He didn't play Benito from Denver his rookie season. Evero left, and then next year Benito ball. That is a fact. That is a fact. He did. He did. I'm sitting here looking at the for the two deep roster for the Broncos that year. Yeah. He definitely was not in the first rotation. He was behind Jonas Griffin. No, I'm sorry. No, he was behind Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory was the starting weak outside linebacker that year. And Dick Benito was behind him. Poppin said, "Pull up MDJ." Yeah, pull up MDJ. All right. Broski Bell, what's good? Good morning to you, man. I hope it, like I said, I hope everybody had a happy fourth. You know what I'm saying? Drunk, not drunk. Everybody drink responsibly. Definitely don't want to be out in this heat drinking, you know. And everybody got through the weekend with no injuries, and everybody's good this morning. Okay. Sideburn 21 said he had a bad roster the second season. Sure, doesn't mean he can't be questioned, nor mean he doesn't deserve credit. Both things are true. Both things are true. So, I'm of the mindset, if you do good, I'll say you did good. If you didn't do good, I'm gonna say you didn't do good as well. So, um, there's fair criticism, across the board, good or bad, So that's what it is. And these guys do a job, they play a game that's in the public view, and we as the public have that right as fans to criticize what we like, what we don't like. However, whatever your opinion is, you're entitled to it. So, I don't try to question people fandom or anything like that. Hey, you feel how you feel, and that's just what it is. Yeah. All right. So training camp is almost here, and the Panther fans are about to judge Evero all over again. It's an ongoing saga each and every year, right? But before we judge the Carolina version, I think we need to understand his best version, and I think the best version was in 2022. Okay. So in Denver, Evero's defense was not just pretty good, it was strong in the areas that tell you a defense is connected. Total defense, third down, red zone, points per drive. And one that I think that is very, very, very important is the three and outs, right? So that matters because Carolina is not just asking, can Evero coach? I think already have evidence that he can. The real question, I believe, is tougher. Can his defensive structure still work if the personnel is not as strong as it was in Denver? All right. So I think I don't want people to get misconstrued when I talk about his defense, because I'm not talking about the Broncos as a whole. That unit was not good. I think they went 5-12 that year. Okay, I know Russell Wilson was the starting quarterback, and they had my boy Javante Williams out of University of North Carolina, go Tar Heels. He was the running back, and I think they had I know they had Cortland Sutton. I think KJ Hamler was the other wide receiver, and Jerry Judy. Yeah. So they had a pretty good offensive line, but for whatever reason, I can't remember who exactly was the head coach. But they went 5-12 to say the least. But it wasn't because of the defense. That I can say. It wasn't because of the defense. Okay. SC said, Tony, what was you talking about? I was going to get what I asked about or for. Oh yeah. You had asked me about becoming a moderator for the channel. I think that's what you asked me about. So yeah. Yeah, you asked me about being the moderator. I don't know if you was on CJ's um if you was tuned in on through CJ's channel or my channel. But I didn't know if I could have moderators, since I just started out and my subscriber count is low, but I did look it up and I can have moderators. So I'm going to do that, but um I want the moderators to be um people that that really is going to rock with the show, that's going to be here, because the content is good, the conversation is good, and that they enjoy the vibe. So I'm not just going to be throwing out moderators just to be throwing them out. So yeah, if you're interested in becoming a moderator, let me know. I don't even feel right or even know if I should even charge people to be a moderator. That sounds kind of crazy to me, but I know people do it. So hey, I don't know. I still don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. You know. So let's see. Michael Dickinson said, "I think Evero is a good coach. Let's be honest. Sometimes tendencies can be a crush. That is fact. That is facts." SC Panther said, "I think I said memberships first too." Yeah, I don't know. I didn't ask about the membership here on my channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. I know you could be a member. Excuse me. I know you could be a member on a CJ channel. I don't know how that works. I haven't looked into it to see if I could offer that. I would love to, but if you want to be a member, join the Patreon. My Patreon is where a lot more of the in depth film breakdown discussions and things like that will take place. Um, I'm gonna drop the link into into the chat. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a link in the chat that takes you to my Patreon page. There's tier levels. There's the fan zone, which I think right now is $4 a month. There's the film access. That's the one I think. If you want to get in, to be able to see the film reviews, um, when we talk technique, scheme, we're going to do player analysis, player evaluations, look at draft prospects. Like I said, I have access to not only NFL Plus, which I know probably anybody can get that, but also have access to college film that I know everybody don't have access to. So it's no highlights, none of that. These are actual game films. So whoever your favorite team is or your favorite player is, I'm about 98% sure I have said player or said team. So, when it comes times for that, we're gonna break down those players. We're gonna look at them, especially the college players, see if they are fit here in Carolina, since that's who we root for. So that's definitely going to be available. So yeah, check out the Patreon page and you guys tell me what you think. If you like what you see. I update it every day, Monday through Friday, through the fan zone, film access, and debate VIP. Um, so I drop little stuff in there each and every day. So it's not like there's no information there. So I appreciate it if you guys would check that out. Eternal says charge for moderators. It's not. What you mean, Eternal? Charge for moderators is not. SC said, I'm deaf here for the content first, sir. Appreciate you, SC. Appreciate you. I know you are. Eternal said, make people prove it. Okay. That's a good idea. King James 864 said, hey, good morning, everyone, and good afternoon, Tony. Keep pounding. Hey, King James, keep pounding. I appreciate the love. I know I think you already subscribed, but if you're not, hey, subscribe, hit that post notification bell and select all so that you made aware whenever I go live. All right. Candy Girl 803. I always want to know what the hand is. That hello? I think that's hello. So hello, Candy Girl. I appreciate you for chiming in. I always wonder, like, when you come in, like, how long do you actually stay and listen to the morning kickoff? Is it 15 minutes, 30 minutes? The whole show? I'm just curious. And Broski Bear said, just my 2 cents, moderators are working for you. If anything, you should pay them. Don't don't be like that other guy and try and charge people to be moderators. Hey. So yeah, they not really working for me. I'm really like working for you guys, providing content for you guys, especially to help jump start your morning, bringing good vibes, good energy, good conversation, and good debates. But yeah, it would never be. I would never pay somebody. So yeah, um, yeah, if anything, I just won't charge at all. For me paying somebody, broski, yeah, that's out of the question. King James said, "Yeah, I'm a subscriber." Oh, I appreciate it, King James. Will Robinson tip drill Will. He said, "I'm looking forward to EJ conversation." All right, Will. Hey, I put the link. The link is in the chat. You can hit the link and come on and be on the come on and join the panel, man. We can definitely have that conversation. Eternal said he should pay moderators. That's the facts. Facts, Eternal. He gonna pay us to watch him. Yeah. I already know Eternal, but hey, everybody, like I said, everybody has their opinion. Hey, I will share it all, comment on it all. That don't mean I'm going for it or I'm going to take their suggestion per se. So yeah, that's cool. All right. All right. So yes, anybody come on and hit the link, man, so we can go ahead and get this started. You guys let me know what y'all did this weekend, man. Who hit the grill this weekend? Who put something on the grill? And what did y'all cook? How many barbecue pit masters do we have in the chat? Who can really get down for their crown when it comes to that grilling? You know what I'm saying? I'll be curious to know. I know CJ. I know my cousin. He gets down for his crime. Yeah, I done seen that work. I done seen that work firsthand. So ain't no question what he could do on that grill. The boy got about 14 grills in the backyard. You hear me? So I know what he can do on that grill. What can you do on that grill? Are you making your own barbecue sauce? You know what I'm saying? Or you buying the hunts out the grocery store? Yeah. What you doing? What's your binder if you putting ribs on the grill? You using mustard? You know what I'm saying? Like what you seasoning it with? Talk to me. Somebody tell me something good. Black Sox said, "What's up?" All right, what's up, Black Sox? Appreciate you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. Turns out I don't celebrate European holidays that they took, but the day prior I grilled bison steak and lamb. Oh man, that now I love lamb. I've had lamb meat. I've even had elk. I've never had bison. Well, what that taste like? I know that has to be not what they call it a venison. Is that a venison eternal bison? I never had bison. I'm willing to try it if somebody know how to cook it. I know that. I will try. I tried once. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. So I'm gonna kind of go ahead and start it off a little bit. All right. So here are the facts about Evero's 2022 Broncos defense. They were ranked seventh in total defense, second in opponent third down conversion. They were seventh in opponents per drive, seventh in opponent red zone touchdown rate, and fourth in defensive three and out percentage. Okay, hold on. Will done hit the Will Robinson, Tip Drill Will, as I affectionately call him. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, my guy. How you doing, man? How was your fourth?
It was good, man. It was good. It was good. I had a good time, man. Just chilled out, went to a friend's house, ate a little bit, hung out, good fellowship. Couldn't complain.
Okay. All right. You had the grandkids this weekend, didn't you? Did you and the wife had the grandkids?
No, that's next weekend, man. We go next week, Thursday and Friday through Monday, we're gonna be in Myrtle Beach. We was doing all the prep work this week, buying all the stuff. You know how it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta prepare for
Buying
the grand. How old are they?
6, 4, and 3.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
Pray
listen, I
for me.
thought they was gonna be like a little older, like 10, maybe 12, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I say a little prayer for you, dog. Don't worry. I definitely say a little prayer for you. So we're gonna get into this topic. So let me get I just gave you the facts. And hold on, because I pulled up a little something. All right, let me move this so I won't accidentally. All right, there we go. So here's a little I did a little side by side comparison. Now I know that it's 2023, so I wanted to do his first year in Denver and his first year in Carolina. I know that. So day two tomorrow, we're gonna get more in depth with about the 2025 season. But the categories that were really pretty much the most important when it comes to defense is your total defense. You want to know about the run defense, the pass defense, and the third down defense, right? So in 2022 with the Broncos, they were seventh in total defense at 320 yards. Carolina was fourth at 293. We pretty much say 294 yards per game. The run defense was about 110 yards per game for Denver. They were ranked 10th. We were at 122 yards per game, which was 23rd. The pass defense, 211 point 7 for Denver, which was 12th. That year we were 171.5, which was third, which was pretty good. But the biggest discrepancy of it all was the third down defense. In Denver, they was at 34.1% that Evero's only year in Denver, and his first year in Carolina, we were at 50.2%, which was 32nd, dead last in the league. All right, dead last. And you see down here, the Broncos in 2022, points drive allowed, they were 1.71, which was seventh in the league. The red zone TD rate allowed was 51.1%, which was seventh in the league, and a three and out was 37.9, which was fourth in the league. And that is a great place to be defensively, because that's saying that you're getting teams off the field. You know what I'm saying? At a high rate. 2023, the Panthers TD passes allowed was 13. We allowed 13, so that was fourth in the league. Yards attempt allowed was 6.4, which was sixth in the league. And we had a franchise record when it came to pass defense. And earlier I mentioned that that was probably a little misconstrued as far as the total defense for Carolina that year, because everybody likes to talk about, well, we were fourth in the league in total defense, but it don't never tell the whole story because it doesn't even really tell you how bad. Well, right here it kind of tells you we were bad run defense and we were horrible third down defense. So we could never get off the field. Um, if I'm not mistaken, 2023 was the year when we were like set the all time record for rushing against the Panthers. Am I right on that, Will?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So there was some in my opinion, I think there was a reason why teams didn't pass like that against us because they pretty much ran at will whenever they wanted to against
Right.
us. So that's why I said it's kind of like misleading when you look at the total defense because that was like the only thing that we really ranked in the top 5 or top 10 when it came to pass defense and TD passes allowed. Yeah. But
Yeah.
y'all's attempt allowed
Why
too
put the
was
ball?
intercepted.
Why put the ball in harm if you could just run the ball?
Right. Right. That was my that was especially talking about 2023, that was definitely my biggest thing. And just hearing people saying, well, we ranked fourth in the league, we this and that. I'm like, yeah, but you ain't got to put, like you said, well, you ain't got to put the ball in harm's way when teams are going up and down the field on you. And that year, of course, we know how many times Bryce got sacked, the interceptions, the fumble, a lot of times that the opposing offense got the ball back in pretty good field position. It's not like they had to go 80 yards against us a lot of times to score points. You know, the turnovers and interceptions and, things of that nature, and not being able to move the ball and flip field position, you know, um, always put opposing offenses in a good position to where all they had to do was just run the ball on us, and we couldn't stop a nosebleed when it comes to that point. Um, so the question well, so let me put it in context. I'm sorry. So those are connected defensive numbers, right? So the third down tells you if the call, coverage, the rush, and the communication are working together. Red zone tells you if the defense tightens up when space disappears. Three and out tell you if the defense can end possessions before the offense settles in. So that's something that I just mentioned. So the debate question would be: did Denver prove Evero's defensive structure is high level, or did it prove the structure only works when the personnel is strong enough?
Mm.
And so, but before you answer that, let me just give you a rundown of the starters on Denver defense that year. So you had Draymond Jones, who was defensive end. DJ Jones was the nose tackle. Deshaun Williams, you remember him? Evero brought him over from Denver when he first got here.
Mhm. Yep.
Huh? Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
remember him.
Yeah. Bradley Chubb was the strong outside linebacker. Josie Jewell was the inside linebacker, along with Jonas Griffith. And Randy Gregory was the weak outside linebacker. Left cornerback was Pat Surtain. Right cornerback was Ronald Darby out of Florida State. And I think he lost that starter position further on in the season. I think the rookie Damari Mathis took the other cornerback position
Yeah, I think he
opposite
did.
of Surtain. Yeah. And the strong safety was Kareem Jackson. I believe Kareem Jackson's out of Alabama. And Justin Simmons, the free safety, the all pro for on that back end for Denver that year. So those were the initial starters going into that 2022 year. Um at that time, I because like I said, I don't know a lot about um Denver defense, and I definitely haven't watched no tape on them. But I know Bradley Chubb, um, definitely know about Pat Surtain, Kareem Jackson, and Justin Simmons. Okay. So read the question for you again. Did Denver prove Evero's defense structure is high level, or did it prove the structure only works when the personnel is strong enough? What you think, Will?
Um, okay. So Ejiro defense is a derivative of the Fangio defense.
Right.
It's certainly complex. Apparently it is because not everybody has um the the coaching acumen to implement it. That's one. Fangio's defense absolutely works. I mean, it's been proven. It has won Super Bowl.
Right.
So to I say all that to say, does your question is, does it work only with the person, only as a personnel thing, or is it a scheme thing?
Right.
Man, this goes against my this goes against dang it. This goes against my
Shaking a little honey from the tree this morning. That's what I
man.
like.
It goes against what I want to say, but it seems like it's his scheme works. It is about personnel to implement it. If the scheme is complex and you have idiots on your defense, it's not going to work. Or you don't have the right personnel groupings to make it work.
Hmm. Hmm.
It just doesn't work, right? So I think that we've seen increments of it getting better year over year. I don't know if that's what this, you will show when you look at the next year, the following year. Tomorrow when you start talking about, the 2025 campaign. Um,
Yeah.
but it is I'm leaning more right now to the scheme works, personnel matters. So you got to have the right personnel to fit this scheme because apparently, I know you might get into this, but he rarely ever blitzes, and you got to get home with four with his scheme.
Right. Right.
So just look, so let's look at the extreme of that. Phillies defense, they can get home with three if you let them. The way that front
That's a
four is
fact.
set up, right? So
Right.
is that what they're looking for in Carolina? Is to be able to get home with four so that he can move things around, play more of he could have like a banjo. Um, Trayvon Morey could be more of a joker. I don't know what that all looks like, right? Because we haven't had the personnel, but I think we've gotten a lot closer to the personnel that is required. Last thing I would say about that is apparently, apparently the front office believes that his scheme works because they renewed his contract without even telling the media.
How you know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but how you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Like that's like we didn't hear about that until the end of the year, and I think
Because
somebody
Vashti
go
asked.
ahead.
Yeah. Vashti asked.
Yeah, yeah. How you feel about that? What makes you think they kept that private?
Because they didn't want to hear our mouth. They were coming off of the worst off defensive production in dang near in NFL history. Run defense.
Yeah, and
In
and
NFL
and they
history.
knew everybody was gonna call for Evero head.
We was calling no. We was calling for his head.
Right, right.
And the only
That's what I
thing
meant.
and only thing we said is damn, they didn't fire him, you know? That's all we said. But if we would have known at the end of the season that they had renewed his contract, oh my God.
Right. I think that March on Mint Street would been in full effect. What you
Yeah,
think?
and then on top of that, bad press for Charlotte is something that would
Hmm.
happen. That would have been at least a B segment on ESPN. Carolina had one of the worst defenses in the NFL last season, and they renewed their coach. What do you think about that, Stephen A? Right? That would have been a
Oh,
thing.
I can imagine. I
That
can
would have been a thing.
imagine.
So that's why they didn't tell us. So they waited till after, wait a minute. So they waited till after the following season
Yeah.
to tell us
Right.
because his contract would have been up. His contract, because matter of fact, his contract would have been up. They was like, "Are y'all going to renew Evero?" That's how it came up. They was like, "His contract is up right now, so are y'all going to renew him?" And that's
Yeah.
what Dan
Yeah.
Morgan was
I
like.
remember that.
And Dan Morgan was like, we renewed that last year." We was like, "What?" Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. That was.
I didn't mean to deviate the conversation, but yeah. So I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, 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 no. You good? Because I asked you the question. Because I've always often wondered how did people really feel when they announced that when Vashti did ask that question, did they feel blindsided, or did they feel like Dan and them those guys did something like a disservice to the fan base, because it's unusual to see something like that happen, especially we coming off our worst statistical season in NFL history when it comes with total yards and points given up that year. And then come to find out, most
Yeah,
teams will typically have gotten rid of the defense coordinator. No, we did one better. We said, you know what, hold my beer. We just gonna go ahead and re up and wish for the best.
that man deserve a pay raise.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, going back to Denver, when you look at these numbers, um, and I think that they are important numbers. Um, do you feel like the scheme and the talent elevated each other? And there's
Yeah,
another. Go ahead. There's another chart I'm gonna pull up. But go ahead.
well, I think so. Because let's let's just pick Mike Jack for example.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can Mike Jack do that in any scheme? I don't know. I mean, but Mike
Right.
Jack apparently thrives in our scheme.
Right.
It
Right.
will in any Gerald scheme. So does that work? Because you remember Josh Norman thrived in that 2015 scheme, right? But that doesn't. But when he went to Washington, he wasn't as effective. He wasn't a number one in Washington.
Right. Right.
So it was a scheme fit versus an absolute talent, raw talent. Like JC, I think JC can probably cover a wide receiver if he was in Mars, right? JC's just that good, right?
Right.
But yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I put up another chart because I didn't know which one I wanted to lead with, but this one's a little bit more detail. Um, when you look at the top seven categories of in 2022, Evero's Broncos defense was top 10 in five of the seven categories. The rush defense was 28th at 149 yards a game, and their pass defense was 200, which was 12th. And vice versa for the Panthers, we were third in pass defense at 171.5 and 122.4 in rush defense. But we were kind of like middle of the pack in a lot of categories except total defense and pass defense. But even when you look at the 3 and out rate, they were fourth in the league at 24.7%, and we were 14th in the league and at 20.8. Now, some people may feel like that's not a big of a difference, but when you're talking about percentages, it's like it's less than 4%, but it's a 10 uh place gap between fourth and 14th. And I think when you're trying to be successful, when you're trying to uh create a consistency within your defense, that 3 and out is definitely a number that you want to improve upon, that you want to be good at. Because that means a lot. Like I said earlier, that means that you're really getting teams off the field more times than not. Your percentage rate is pretty good. So Denver being at 24, let's just say 25%. Let's just round it up. Um, but at 25%, that means they getting teams off the field a quarter of the time. So they were fourth in the league at that. So there's because I was curious to know what their pass rush and their pressure rate was that year. Um, they had 36 sacks, which was tied for 24th. We were dead last in the league with 27th. Um, the pressure rate was 18.5. So it was 27th in the league. Carolina had a pressure rate of 29.3. I couldn't find the exact where they ranked at. So the blitz rate, 34.5, which was seventh in the league. Carolina wasn't too far behind at 32, let's say 33% rounded up again. And I think that's also a criticism that Evero gets as well, is that we don't blitz enough. And I know I have been critical about that. Some of the things look basic when it comes to his blitz scheme. Like there's not a lot of creativity, like just a simple tackle, a TE stunt, a tackle and a defensive end stunt. Like you don't really see that a whole lot. You saw it in the game against the Rams where we secured the victory against the Rams on that last play. If anybody go back and watch that play, it was a TE stunt to the left, and Derek Brown did a wraparound. I forgot who was the defensive end on that side, but he collapsed the right side of the ball, and Derek Brown came around like an end around, and he cut right off the outside shoulder of the tackle and got the strip sack on Matthew Stafford that was recovered by DJ Wanham. And of course, the
Mhm.
history from there. And that was just with a 4-man rush. And I just believe that if you consistently do things like that, because what you're doing, you're putting the offensive line in conflict. You know what I'm saying? Um, whether it be the guard or the tackle or the center, like you got to create conflict up front. You can't just say, "Oh, I don't believe you should just say rush the passer and just engage the tackle or the guard and hold the point of attack and see what happens." Like, no, go create some real pressure. You can do that with 4 men. We've seen them do that, but they don't do it enough, in my honest opinion. And that's what I hope Evero has uptick and created stunts and twists and things like that. So there's not a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Um there's not a lot of not gimmick's not the word I'm looking for. Um his blitz package, I'll say, this leaves a lot to be desired. I'll say that. Definitely leaves a lot to be desired. It does. I do have a takeaway here. It says Carolina created pressure better than Denver, but Denver finished drives better and got off the field more consistently. So when you look at these stats right here, these added stats, and take that into the equation of between the Broncos in 2022 and Ejero's first year in Carolina, what does it tell you? What does it say to you, Will?
It puts it in context. Um,
Right.
I did not think that his blitz rate was 30, almost
You
30,
didn't think what?
almost three. I did not think that Ejiro Evero 2023 blitz rate was 1/3. I didn't think that at all. So that puts things into context. But so if we so does this lead to the fact that um the takeaway is that Denver finished drives better? And so if you put him in the same position, however, execution was
Right.
poor, that goes back to personnel.
Mm. Mm.
That goes
Yeah.
back to personnel. So
Yeah.
if if he's doing everything the same, um, he had somewhat a little better success in Denver and a little less success in Carolina, but all the numbers look pretty much the same as in the ingredients. But obviously, Denver finished drives better. Then that leads me to execution, and then when it comes leading to execution, that's the players on the field.
Right.
Do you mind doing this for me? If you go
What's
up
that?
to Michael Dickerson's comment, I think that that's a good one to point out.
Which one?
I think David. I
I
think
know I'm
Tepper learned.
behind. Oh, there. I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
He said, I
So
think Tepper learned and Dan knows it's hard to build something if we keep firing and hiring coaches. I believe that's why Evero is still here. Continuity matters. Facts.
and I
Go ahead,
and
Will.
I think he's right. And I just wanted to point that out. Um. So man, because I came in here with my goddamn pitchfork for Ejiro Evero. Came in here with my
Hey,
goddamn pitchfork. Huh?
hey, hey, that's what I'm here for, man. I'm just trying to provide context, have people have an open mind, see it from a broader view, and if it reshapes your thinking or your stance, when it comes to said player or said coaches, then I think I've done my job.
Right. So um, I mean, but the jury's still out because you're just showing 2022 versus 2023. So,
Right,
but
right,
but
right.
but taking this into context, um, it seemed like to me there was a talent deficit um between the 2022 Broncos and the 2023 Panthers roster.
Okay, all right. Hey, if you're um in the uh in the chat, there's a poll that I just posted. And was Denver's 2022 defense more about scheme or talent? If you select one, two, three, or four, hey, just hit that in the chat and it will generate into the poll that we have on screen right here. So one is mostly scheme, two mostly talent, three both equally, and four need more context, which I hope that I provided to you right now. So give you guys a couple minutes to hit that, and I'm gonna catch up on some of these comments. I know that me and Will we've been talking for a minute. So Michael Dickerson said baked beans, hot links, chicken wings, white corn on the cob grill. That's what I'm talking about, Mike. God dang. That's what I'm talking about. That sounds good right there. Driver, what it do? What it do, driver? Hey, appreciate you tapping in, my boy. Hit the link, man. If you need it again, let me um let me put it in the chat real quick. So hit the link. Definitely come up. Uh Eternal said, nah, venison is like deer. Bison's more lean than beef. No fat on it. Okay, all right. Hey, I'm willing to try it, boy. I would definitely love to try it.
Bison is good.
It is?
Mhm.
Okay. Eternal said, my diet is fish, lamb, goat. I was trying bison for the first time. Okay, how was it, Eternal? Yeah, tell me how was it. Tell me how it was. KJ the Great said, what's good, Tony in chat? Today is officially 4 weeks until Panthers football. Already, KJ. Hey, appreciate you tapping in, man. I appreciate you being a part of the morning kickoff with unbiased opinion. All right. Eternal says DB had 100 tackles 2023 because the offense kept the defense on the field. There's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to that. Jay Hudge say Shy Tuttle was playing nose tackle. We can't ignore that. Von Bell was a strong safety. Yeah. Hey, Jay Hudge, hey, appreciate you. Jay Hudge is every day when I post on Patreon, he comments on the post and stuff like that. And we go back and forth. So I appreciate that fan engagement on Patreon, Jay Hudge. Definitely appreciate that. But yeah, I don't think nobody can forget Shy Tuttle playing nose tackle. That to this day is a decision that will forever haunt Evero in Carolina. We definitely saw what happens when you put an undersized nose tackle and you're trying to run a 3-4 defense. It doesn't bode
That's
well for you. Doesn't
whatever
bode
talent he
well.
had, whatever talent he had, and the talent he had to use.
Exactly. Exactly. Gerald Sticks, what's up, Gerald Sticks? Glad you tapped in, my boy. You said good morning. Hey, good morning to you, man. Michael Dickinson said, what do you think the difference between the third down defense is? Talent? Has some of his tendencies changed? Um, that's a good question. On third down defense, I would say no, that his tendencies hasn't changed because we have ranked near the bottom of the league in the 3 years that he was here. I think last year we ranked 31st in the league when it came down to third down defense. But that's what me and Will is sitting here talking about. Like, is it really just his scheme or is it the personnel? And is he really starting to get the type of personnel that he had in Denver? And maybe that will affect his play calling. Maybe he can get more exotic when it comes to his blitzes and things that like that. Maybe we could play a little bit more man um, on third and long. Um, so yeah, that's a good question, but right now I don't think his tendencies have changed. What do you think, Will?
I don't. It based off what I'm looking at, doesn't look like his tendencies changed.
Right.
But I mean, you can't. I mean, somebody mentioned Shy Tuttle and Von Bell. I mean, I mean,
Shout
it
out
brings up
Von Bell, man.
it brings up past trauma, man. It brings up past trauma.
Hey, I thought Von Bell was gonna be the same Von Bell that we saw in Cincinnati with him and Bates were the two safeties in Cincinnati. And that was a hell of a combo. Von Bell came to
Hmm.
Carolina and Jesse Bates went to Atlanta. So
Hmm.
Eternal said, facts, Will, I agree. You can't have bums in the scheme because Vic Fangio don't have a Trevor Wallace, Roseboom, or Nick Scott on his roster. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
with you when you're right. I'm with
Hey,
you when you're
hey,
right.
I'm with you when you're right, man. I ain't gonna be, ain't can't lie there.
Michael Dickinson said, "And Will, that's exactly why Nick Scott is starting Evero trust him with the scheme being so complex? Would you say that, Will?
He's right. I mean, apparently, because you remember everybody, oh man, he plays terribly, da 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 da. But that free safety back there is the one who sets that back end, communicates where things need to be. The cornerbacks are playing their zones, and they do that zone match and they do all that stuff. And that free safety is seeing the whole field and giving them pointers on where
Right.
they need to be and what they need to do. You you may
Hmm.
not be the most, you could be, think about it, you could be the most talented, but not have the most football IQ in order to make the decisions or watch film or do all of those things. All of that stuff matters. So as much as we like to show that video, a Knicks guy trying to jump way up in the air when he know he wasn't gonna get that ball, we
Right.
know, but for whatever reason, Evero trusts him. So to hit
Yeah.
to 252's point, absolutely.
Okay. Broski Bear said you can coach players up to a point, but you need talent to be successful. It's the NFL. That's facts. Broski also said the Panthers defense improved last season, going from bottom in the league to 15th. The offense hasn't improved in 3 years. They're still bottom tier. That's also facts. That is also facts. Well, what you think about that, Will? How you feel about that?
Yeah. So I think that I think that Avero has been here through two regimes.
Right.
And there's certain people that have been in his scheme for the fourth year.
True.
So, and so also you go with the Derek Brown scenario where Derek Brown didn't play 1 year and we had the worst defense in the league. And then Derek Brown comes back. And so you have an infusion of talent, go to 15th in the league. So then you go to the
Right.
offense. Go to the offense. Um, if it what our offense would have been even worse if we did not have Rico Dowdle as an insurance policy because Chuba Hubbard got injured, so our running game would have severely suffered.
Hmm.
Um, we had a and I bring this up all the time. Um, Starting out last season against Jacksonville, we had a rookie number one X receiver, a struggling number two. Adam Thielen got traded. Jalen Coker was on IR. How do you, what kind of passing game are you actually going to have? Now that hindsight is 2020. Hindsight's 2020. Because when I went to Jacksonville, I just readily assumed that okay, Coker's not in, XL will fill in. Well, that didn't really, I thought we still was thinking XL was the number two. Coker and that trading Thielen and Coker getting injured was a huge part of why we didn't do so well, in my opinion, in the lead up the first 6 weeks of the season. And then that led into
Okay.
other things into the season. So context matters. I know that everybody wants to just, the offense sucks, da da da. I If you're not going to be able to provide context, it doesn't make sense.
Right. Right. Armchair GMCJ said, "Good morning, Panther Nation. Good morning, Cuzzo. Hey, appreciate you tapping in, my boy. Catch up on some of these right here. Eternal said, y'all do realize Dan Morgan was trying to detox everything Scott Fitterer had did. So we really just getting into the Dan Morgan era. It's his third year. He cooking. That's facts. I agree with
Absolutely.
you. I definitely agree with that. Dan is definitely cooking. So turns out it's a video breakdown with the plays he tried to blitz and do stunts. They just got blocked or didn't get there in time, but he does try it. I haven't seen that video. Tell me more. Tell me where I can find that video 252. I would definitely like to take a look at it. Okay. Broski said, I believe Canales and Evero's contracts are timed up.
It is.
Okay. It
They
is?
are.
Okay.
Yeah, they are timed up.
Uh, Oh, that's CJ talking to everybody. Eternal say you want it to be one way, but it's the other way. Marlo from the yeah, he definitely responded to CJ. Eternal said, Tony, you see the difference between Carolina fans and Bryce lovers yesterday? Yeah, but I'm not gonna get in that too far too. Yeah, the energy over here is different. So yeah. Yesterday was yesterday. You know, people that tuned in and watched. Um, yeah, that's all I say about that. But yes, I did. I saw the difference. Uh, let's see. Broski said Canales and Evero are close in age, 44 and 45, respectfully. Okay. Let's see. Michael Dickerson said I had gator nuggets last week. Delicious. Hey, let me tell you something. The first time I ever had gator meat, man, I was visiting my mom's side of the family down in Florida, and we were in Daytona Beach. There was a little restaurant, like a little hole in the wall. It wasn't far from the racetrack, and I had never heard of gator meat or anything like that. And my aunts and some other people had, or there was like three things of gator meat on the table, like a appetizer. But let me tell you something. I fell in love with gator meat because you couldn't tell me that I was not eating some chicken. It was well seasoned. It tastes like chicken and everything. Then my mom like, you know what you eating? I was like, chicken. She's like, nah, son, that's gator. So it freaked me out for a minute, but I was like, you know what? This shit is good. I just kept on eating it. I love some gator meat, boy. Yes, sir. I'm definitely a gator meat fan. What about you? Will you ever had gator meat?
Yes, I have. But I'm from the low country in South Carolina, so seafood is big down here.
Okay.
But
Oh yeah, for
but
sure.
but believe it or not, I'm not a fan of seafood at all.
Really?
I can't
Bless
stand it.
bless bless your heart. Bless your heart. You know, everybody got their vice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a vice.
I know, but hey, and whenever I go home, they be like, you want some of this oyster? You want some cup? You want some fried fish?" Like, no, I'm good. They be like, "What's wrong
Yeah.
with him? Did he got dropped on the head on his head when he was a baby?" You don't want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, you sure you got his birth certificate right? Yeah. I feel him.
Yeah.
I feel you know, I'm from Wilmington, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
Oh
right there
yeah.
on the water. Yes, sir. So
Me
I'm
too. I'm from Buford,
seafood
Buford, South
fanatic.
Carolina. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
hey,
Yes, sir.
if you want to tell me that I can catch some fish with I can catch seafood with the brim. I can throw a shrimp net, I can crab,
Yeah.
I can
Do all
shark fish,
that.
whatever you need. Like whatever you need. I can even cook it for you. You just ain't go those I just don't eat it.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
See, Panthers for life now say pass rush cures that third down. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that, and I
yeah.
definitely hope that we have a pass rush this year that does exactly what you just mentioned. Cure that third down. Let's see. Panther for Life 9 also said Evero has never had a good linebacker since he been here. Shaq was hurt every year. That's big facts. I mentioned that
Yes.
yesterday. We have not had a dominant linebacker since Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis. Shaq, I think, as he got later into his years, and then injuries, start happening more frequently. I think it took a
Mhm.
little bit from him. He wasn't as dominant as he was when he first came into the league, and even when Luke Kuechly left, um he still was pretty solid. But the little small injuries started compounding year after year, and it definitely took away, especially some of his strength when it comes to affecting the passing game and things of that nature. But when I saw him last year for Buffalo, he looked like a totally different um person when it came to playing the middle linebacker position. So we thin this year, so I would definitely love to see him back on the field. Broski said, "How can so much hinge on an undrafted free agent wide receiver and coach?" Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about because I ain't talking about Coker or the offense. You know, don't know that neither. Uh, yeah, Larry Turner and Broski had that conversation. Antonio McClanahan said, "What's up, Tony and CJ? What's up, Antonio McClanahan? Hey, glad that you're here, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. I'm trying to read and do. I'm trying to do like three damn different things at one time." Antonio said, "Like, subscribe, comment, and share the stream." Facts. Eternal said, "Red Snapper and Branzino, my go-to." I don't know what Branzino is. Never had it. So, well, you know what it is, Will?
What is it again?
Branzino.
No, I've never had that
Eternals.
before.
Okay, Eternal said Red Snapper and Branzino, my go-to. Yeah, I
I
never
gotta look
had
that
that.
up. I never had that.
And Michael Dickinson said tastes very similar. Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna remove this poll right here. Stop the poll. So 86% said mostly talent. All right,
Wow.
86% said mostly talent, and both equally at 14%. Okay, all right, cool. So I'm gonna remove that. Come back here, do that right there. And before we get into topic number two, hey, if you're liking the content so far, if you're enjoying the conversation, the debate, the vibe, hey, do me a favor. I dropped the link. It's pinned in the chat. Uh, to the for the PayPal. I don't have Cash App. So if you want to show love to the channel, show your appreciation for the content, hey, buy your boy mini nugget meal for from Chick-fil-A, or buy me a little coffee or tea or something. Show your support for the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And I'm also do this right here. I'm gonna also put the QR on the screen. So if you have your phone, you can scan that QR code right there at the top right, and send a little love offering to the family. Definitely appreciate that. And let me get back here to the comments.
Hey
Say
CJ,
eternal,
uh, CJ,
huh?
I'm gonna go from my
Tony,
Wi-Fi.
Tony
I'm gonna go from
will.
my. I'm sorry. God dang it, Tony. My bad. Tony. I'm gonna go from my Wi-Fi to my 5G, so I might go out and come back in. But just in case you know, I'm coming
Okay.
right back. All right. I'm just letting you know.
All right. All right. Cool. All right. Eternal said Branzino is a fish from Greece. My diet is Mediterranean. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna have to find out about that. I don't know if the fish market here has Branzino. Um, I'm gonna ask about that. T Cole said, "Tony, my boy, panel chat. What's happening? Hey, T Cole, hey, hit the panel, man. Come up here and holler at your boy, man. Let me drop the link in the chat again in case you can't see it. Uh, yeah, we'll do that right there. Hey, there's 45 people watching right now. If you're on YouTube, hey, hit that like button, subscribe, turn that post notification bell, select all, so that you're made aware whenever I go live, which is Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Um, Show love to the channel. The PayPal link is pinned in the chat, and there's also a QR code at the top right that you can scan and show your love that way. Like I said, I'm here, every day trying to bring a good vibe, great conversation, debate, great energy, help you start your morning off the right way, as I see it. It's trying to help everybody start their morning off, with good energy, good vibes. SC said, get them likes up, people, please. Put them smash to the like buttons for old low tone. That's what I'm talking about, SC. Yeah, I don't know how many likes are on the channel right now, but I would love to see that like count go up. Michael Dickerson said, Tony, hypothetically, would you trade Leggett for Peyton Wilson, linebacker from the Steelers? Absolutely. Hell to the yes, all
No,
caps.
we won't.
I wish I could.
Leggett is
Yeah.
Leggett is family.
Will he asked Tony. He asked Tony. And Mike, since you asked me, I say hell to the yeah. I would trade his ass quick, fast, in the hurry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll give
Go
up a
ahead, Will.
third round. We'll give up a third round pick, right? And Brazel, and we'll get Peyton Wilson. We're keeping the family together. Keeping the family together.
Lost your rabbit ass mind. Yes, Mike. Yes, emphatically yes. I would take that every day and twice on Sunday.
Hey, tell me how you really feel, Tony.
Yeah. I have to roll with that one. As he said, William is really for real butt crack South Carolina, unlike me.
Hey, that's what's up, baby. I am. I am. I'm butt crack South Carolina, baby. That I am. I can't lie to you, fellas. That's crazy.
Yeah. And Broski said Frankie Louvu was a playmaker at linebacker. The linebacker hasn't been the same since he left. You know what? You absolutely right, Broski. I forgot about old
Hmm.
Frankie Louvu. I forgot about
Yep.
old Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu did do his thing for us defensively from that linebacker position. I wish Frankie gave us a lot of splash plays, and you could see the growth that he was getting from his time in as a Jet when we got him off the I think it was a practice squad we got him off of. Was he on the
No, he was a
practice
special
squad?
teamer.
Yeah, he was a
He was a
special team. That's right.
special teamer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, facts.
Mhm.
And he came over here. Came over here. The coaching staff did a great job with him implementing the his strengths into the pass game and rushing. And so I just wanted with Frankie, his inconsistency was at tackling. He was not a good tackler. He was a hell of a blitzer. He would blow the offensive line up in a minute. And he would get to the quarterback like nobody business, right?
Mhm.
And then he did develop a little better pass defense, getting some interceptions, things of that nature. But I just want to see more consistency when it came to tackling from him. What you think about old Frankie Louvu there, Will?
Man, I miss Frankie, man. I miss Frankie. I think that Frankie would have fit in the scheme, but you remember that they said Frankie said that he left. The report is that Frankie left because he wanted to be in that in the scheme that they were implementing in
Mm-hmm.
Washington. He felt that he was going to be
Yeah,
a
with
better
Dan
fit there.
Quinn.
With Dan Quinn, he felt
Yeah.
that he was going to be a better fit there. So that's why he left. Um, but for as a Frankie Louvu, as a Panther, I think that he had quickly became a fan favorite, number one. And everybody kind of wanted him to stay. But you know what? It took us a few years, but I think we
Yeah.
got our guy. I think we got our inside linebacker of the future right now, sitting right already in Charlotte. So I'm not.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
it was a long road to hoe, but we got there. I would like to also point out is that I often wondered why Jeremy Chin never worked out here. I have my theories, but I've
Mhm.
often wondered that why Jeremy Chin didn't work out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Um, the
I
same
hate to
thing that I thought
pivot,
about
but
Jerry.
yeah,
No,
I'm
the
sorry.
same thing I thought about Jeremy Chin coming out of college. He was in he was below average in coverage, in my opinion. He was slow processing when it came to coverage, especially when he was playing deep safety. His strength was in the box, against the run, covering running backs out the backfield or tight ends down the seam. But if you line them up in the slot and ask him to play the slot receiver, they by him being a little stiff in the hips, um you know that was a losing battle from day one. He just wasn't that good or efficient enough in reading coverages and processing pass plays enough for me. But if you could just stick him in the box, if he would have just beefed up another 10 or 15 pounds, I think he would have been a hell of a linebacker.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
He
In
was
my
basically an
yeah, in my
on-ball
opinion.
linebacker. He's basically could
Right.
have been an on-ball linebacker. My question is,
Yeah.
I don't think that he wanted to do that. I think he wanted to play Joker slash safety, and
Mhm.
he kind of resisted whatever Evero and those guys was trying to force him to do, and so he didn't want to make the change, so he left.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So
thinking
SEC,
happened.
yeah. 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 Somebody in the chat just now said he's on his fourth team. I'll get to that in a minute. But SC said we definitely need more linebacker depth. I think EJ trusts our linebackers the least. That's probably why he dropped back our cornerbacks to cover what they couldn't cross the middle. That could be true. Tico
Mhm.
said he'll pull up after his breakfast. All right, Tico. And ladies and gentlemen, here's my little sister. My aggravation above all aggravation. Uh, for 47 years of her life, she has gotten on my every last nerve, and she the only one that knows how to push those buttons. My little sister, love of the life, Dr. Rashida McNeil. Yes, sir. So, Dr. Rashida McNeil, appreciate you pulling up on your big bro. Welcome to the morning kickoff with unbiased opinion. I know you already subscribed, so welcome. I know how much energy it took for you to get up at the crack of dawn this morning to be here. So I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate it. But
First
appreciate
of all, sir, she's a PhD, so she
already. Yes, she
so
is.
so she's already smarter than you. So you know she's about to outflank you with something. So come on,
Yeah, that's debatable. That's debatable.
just
That that's that's
hey,
that
hey,
that's debatable.
it's debatable.
But one thing about my sister, she hella smart. She got the street smarts and the book smart. So please don't come correct when dealing with her. Cause she ain't gonna just give it to you from a PhD level. She gonna give it to you from a level you ain't expect. So yeah, that's my little sister. So yeah, Michael Dickinson said I would too. Detail said Louisville didn't like the scheme. He wasn't utilized enough. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. For his liking, Detail said. SC said I miss Oots and Chin and YGM. Some of you Toro Gross Matos a lot. We could have built with those three. They were good building blocks. Yeah, I guess that can be debatable. I know some people. I was high on Utero coming out of Penn State, but what he showed in the NFL, I was kind of disappointed. He could set the edge. He's definitely great against the run, but he wasn't offering that same pass rush that I saw from him at Penn State. So that 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 was a disappointment to me. Tico said, no matter the situation, Louisville always shot his gun. Yep, right or wrong, he was 100 miles per hour. That's facts. You can never question his motor. Yeah, Jeremy Chin is the one trick pony, and if you try and use him, out of position, he'll look terrible. That's big facts. Broski, you just said it. Just you said, hey, well said. Well said. Eternal said Chen is on his fourth team. If he was good, someone would have kept him. Yeah, that's facts. E-Rock said, yeah, what's good, Tony? Watch this. Hey, what's good, E-Rock? Appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Appreciate you tapping in. Tico said, no hesitation or second guessing. Right. Mike said, I understood Evero has had a talent issue in Carolina, but are we sure he really knows how to utilize the talent he's given and get the best out of them? Just a question. That's what the topic is today, and basically we're going to talk about today and tomorrow. The talent that he has, that he's accumulating, is it different from the talent that he had the first uh year or two, and all that? But what? How does it compare to the 1 year that he was in Denver? And did he really have? Did he have the necessary talent and use the scheme fully in Denver? And do we have the talent here to put him in the position to fully utilize his playbook like he did in Denver? I think that'd be great questions going forward. So we'll kind of tap into it today and tomorrow. So I'm gonna catch up on these real quick, and we're gonna get on the topic too. Eternal said, "I'd rather have Lord. I'm glad everything played out. Now we just need to draft a linebacker first round next year to learn and take over in the future." Okay, Eternal.
There you go. I like that.
SC said, "Keep getting on his nerves, ma'am. It only makes old Tony better." Hey, she don't. Let me tell you something. She don't need no encouragement. I promise you, she don't need no encouragement. So Broski say YGM never developed at San Francisco either. No, he didn't. He did not. He said, I think we'll find out about Evero this season. The defense has talent, so no excuses for Evero this season. I believe it. I believe
Yeah, I
it.
believe that too. I
Man,
believe that too.
SC SC said, man, I wish Barno was more than just speed when we had him too. Yeah, that's a trigger for me, Barno. I thought we definitely was gonna get more out of Barno. Um, it just didn't pan out. Didn't pan out. Because to me, I thought he was gonna be like another Brian Burns 2.0. That's what I was calling him. And Broski says, really, it's put up or shut up time for this entire Panthers regime. Canales, Evero, Bryce, XL, everyone. Okay.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. I
So
don't
we're
know
gonna
about
go on to topic 2. Let me put that banner up because I don't think I
that.
even put the first one up. But the second topic is the secondary gave the defense a ceiling. We're talking about in Denver. So let's talk about part of the blueprint fans cannot ignore, the back end of the defense. So here's the facts. Under Evero in Denver, Patrick Surtain the second earned first team All Pro honors. Justin Simmons earned second team All Pro honors, and Simmons tied for the league in interceptions with 6. All right. So in context, that matters because coverage players affect everything. If corners hold leverage and safeties communicate, the coordinator can disguise coverage, rotate late, and make quarterbacks hesitate. If the back end is shaky, the whole call sheet shrinks. So the debate question, Will, since it's just you and I on the panel, does Evero's defense need elite secondary talent or does it just need disciplined secondary play? What say you?
Mm. Ah,
I
damn.
love how I can just get your mind to think and get it pumped and get it going in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. Um, oh man. See, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. So,
What you mean?
you okay? So you always need elite back end play. but is his scheme absolutely dependent on it, that you must have it? We've never not had JC Horn. So I don't know what it looks like without it. Um, Now, and then that goes to the factor of Mike Jack fits his scheme so well. Is it the scheme that helps Mike Jack be so successful? Well, we know Mike Jack is a dog. I'm not trying to besmirch his talent at
Right.
all, but I'm just saying, like, because of the how perfect Mike Jack fits into the scheme and his work ethics, his
Right.
drive, and his commitment. So that's that chicken and the egg thing. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I'd like to say that his scheme requires above average back end play, because even when we even when we had a bad run game, and that was in the 24 season when we was ranked absolute worst in the NFL, the back end still played decently when they threw the ball. Even when they threw the ball, they did play decently
Right.
because they communicate. You had your guy Nick Scott back there helping to communicate.
Yeah.
So with that being said, without without me, us going through the numbers and really digging into it, my initial assessment would be like it requires above average back end play. It
Okay.
requires it.
And I know I'm going to talk about the 2025 season
Mhm.
tomorrow, but do you
Okay.
think the safety play that we had last year was equal to or better than what Denver had from their safeties in 2022?
So who were their safeties again in 2022?
Kareem Jackson and Justin Simmons was a strong
Uh,
safety and free safety
yeah,
that
yeah.
year.
Oh, I think we were a little bit less than them. I mean, that's Justin Simmons, right? Um, but we did have Maury, and I think Maury played
Right.
exceptionally well. But of course, when you play at 1 o'clock every Sunday and nobody think your team is good, it's not like you won't get a lot of Pro Bowl votes. And you
Right.
damn sure ain't gonna get, and you ain't damn sure gonna get no Pro Bowl nods. I mean, not trying to bring up my old wounds here, but Derek Brown did not get into the Pro Bowl, or I mean, did not get a pro, did not get to an All Pro consideration. That's crazy. Um. Anyway, I think that it was about equal in talent
Mhm.
wise, but I think that he got more productivity out of that 2022 Denver secondary than we did, because
Right.
we did, because he did mix in some rookie play with Latham Ransom, and I'm wondering how good he's going to look this season coming up too. So I would say it was comparable back end play. So that leads me to say I absolutely think that above average back end play is necessary for Ejero's style defense.
I would definitely like to see more dime package with three safeties on the field. I
Mhm.
like it when Ransom, Trayvon Moore, and Nick Scott is on the field. But Nick Scott is like he's like the question mark back there. Even though I do believe he played better in 2025 compared to 2024. You know just as well as I do how a lot of Panther fans feel they want Nick Scott gone. Even though he had a productive year last year in my eyes,
Mhm.
they still want him gone. It's like he can't do nothing to shake that or make people feel any different because people remember the last 2 years with Nick Scott. So
Mhm.
I do like, excuse me, I do like, the fact that Carolina has brought in talent, with Lathan Ransom last year, Zakie Wheatley this year.
Mhm.
So we definitely got younger at that position. I think Trevor Morgan is going to be here for a while. He's not that old. So I love that star position that he's playing for us. Whether he's playing deep safety, playing the slot, playing off ball linebacker, like he's a jack of all trades, and that's very beneficial when you're running a 4-2-5, and you don't have to change up personnel when you have somebody like Kim that brings a level of versatility to your defense, and he could do so many things for you. So when we just talking about that back end play, I'm just like that safety. I definitely believe that deep safety, the free safety. I definitely wish we can get more production out of those guys like Evero got out of Justin Simmons in in Denver. And I know that's probably not a fair comparison, but again, I believe he has a blueprint of what things can look like if he had that type of talent. I think there's a big discrepancy in talent when you talk about Nick Scott as to Justin Simmons. I don't think anybody would really argue that point on that. But
Zakee
yeah,
Wheatley?
that
Is Zakee Wheatley the answer coming up?
and he very well possibly. I mean, he very well possibly could be. I mean, yeah, I got to see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to see it. I got to see it.
Right.
But I mean, I
Right.
love what I saw on his highlights because I didn't go back and watch any real game film of him. I know I have it. I just haven't
Mhm.
watched his film, but
Right.
just through the highlights that they showed of him, once he got drafted. Oh yeah, I
Right.
love what I saw on tape. But yeah, maybe that's something that we can do here this week. We can go back and watch a couple games of some of our drafted some of our rookies this year. Let me know later on what you think about that, Will, and we'll try to
Yeah.
we'll set it up here one day
Can
this week.
no, yeah, I would love to do that. Now, can I just make
Yeah,
a request? I know people gonna
yeah.
be throwing their hands up in the air and be like, "Oh, what I would like to see," because I still consider him. He hasn't played enough to say that he's not a rookie. I would like to see us break down Jonathan Brooks' college film so that
20.
we
So
can
that was what
that
2024,
three 2024.
2023.
That would be 2023 because he came back in 24,
I
hurt
should
himself.
have it.
Yeah.
I should have
It
it.
could then how would that look in our offensive scheme? How would that
Well, you
look?
know what, Will, you're the only person on Patreon in the debate VIP. So you have
Hey,
first dibs, sir. You
hey,
have
well,
first dibs and what we do. So that's what we'll do first. We'll go back and we'll look at some tape on Jonathan Brooks
and I'd like to
and
see
see what
Zakee
we see.
Wheatley. I'd like to see Zakee Wheatley and Jonathan Brooks. But I'm
We
just
we
saying,
can do
I think,
we can do that
yeah,
too.
I just like to see like what his look because I mean I seen the highlights. I didn't break down film. I
Right.
seen highlights and that stuff. The highlights get you licked up, you get you all liquored up and excited. It doesn't actually give you all the context.
Right. Yeah, we could definitely do that. So we can watch Jonathan Brooks and we can watch Zakee Wheatley. I'm pretty sure I know I got film on Zakee Wheatley. Um
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I got film on Jonathan Brooks. So yeah, we can watch both of those. So I
Right.
just put a second poll up in the chat. Does Evero's defense need elite DBs to work? And you could type 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the comments. It will register into the poll and give you guys a few minutes to do that. 1 is yes, elite DBs matter. 2, no, discipline matters more. Three is depends on the pass rush, and 4 depends on communication. So yeah, you guys type what you feel, what you believe, and we'll see the results here in a few minutes. So another thing on that will when you have poor secondary play, poor secondary play can make any coordinator look limited. And I
Mhm.
know, especially 2023 and 2024, we harped on wanting a cornerback to match JC Horn. Now, granted, when we first got Mike Jack, we didn't know what we were going to get. Mike Jack has definitely grown since he's been here. I love the fact that last year he played a little bit more man than usual. That he was always playing zone
Mhm.
to the field, and you always saw JC Horn in some situations playing man to the boundary. But
Right.
Mike Jack played a little bit man last year, and he didn't look too shabby doing so. He
No.
definitely didn't look too shabby doing so. But prior to 2025, do you think that the limitations that we had as far as the whole back end caused Evero to be limited in the calls that he made?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that goes back to your first thing is like talent on the roster you got to have the right talent for this scheme. So we went through the whole shy Tuttle and all of that stuff. And so I think once he started seeing that Mike Jack can cover and match man
Right.
to the field side with Nick
Yeah.
Scott and with Nick Scott back there in free safety, I think that helped
Hmm.
him free up other opportunities with linebackers and everything else. And given that linebackers was putrid last year, especially in coverage and even in the run, what would that even
Right.
that should look even better this year.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. Hey, you guys participate in the poll, man. SC hit the poll. E Rock hit the poll. Who else? J Hudge, if you still here. Hey man, hit the poll. Earl Locklear. Yeah, I'm calling some of you out. Yeah, hit the poll. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's pinned at the top of the comments. And also pinned in the comments at the bottom here is a link to the PayPal. If you it's to support the show. If you're liking the show, loving the conversation, loving the debate, just loving the discussion, loving the vibe and all those good things. Scan the QR code at the top right. Show love to the PayPal to the account, and I greatly appreciate that. Catch up on some of these um, messages real quick, Will. SC said, I'm glad we traded Michael Barrett for Mike Jack. Best trade of the Morgan resume so far. That was a great trade. It definitely worked out in our favor. I don't know if Michael Barrett is still on the team. I don't remember seeing him uh being a starter anywhere. Special teams, practice squad,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he might be on
But
somebody practice squad. I think we don't think he
yeah.
even I don't think I don't think he's a starter anywhere.
Yeah, we definitely won that trade, hands down.
Yes, we
E-Rock
did.
says Simmons almost was a Panther. Who you talking about, E-Rock? What Simmons you talking about? Isaiah
I
Simmons?
think he,
Because he is a
yeah,
Panther.
I
Okay.
think you're talking about Justin Simmons.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna mention that in a minute. T Cole said his coverage game plan is impeccable. Okay, what you mean by that, T Cole? Come holler at me. Come holler at us and let us know what you think, because Tico definitely played in the league with the Jets, the Bears, and the Colts, if I'm correct. So he definitely have firsthand knowledge when it comes to playing defensive back and things of that nature, the scheme of defenses. So yeah, Tico, hit the panel, man, and come share with us what you think. Let's see. Oh yeah, he okay. That's NC talking. Eva. Eternal said his scheme can't use backup. It take guys with real talent. I think that's anybody though. 252. No, nobody wants a roster full of backups. You got to have talent to compete in this league, and if you don't, it would definitely show real quick, real quick. That's like the referees go on strike, and then you got these um what we call them, the strike
Replacements.
referees, replacements. Yeah, you get the
Yeah.
replacements coming in, and the game looks kind of funny because it ain't called right. We already complained about the main referees that we have now. You bring in some replacements. Oh Lord.
Hey, can I make one? I want to complain about the refs for just 1 second. I
Yeah, go
believe that
ahead.
I believe that the league, that the head official for every team, every game after every game, the head official needs to be able to step to the podium and defend calls.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I
If
agree
there's
with
a,
that.
you should be able to. At the end, there may not be any questions for the head official, but there may be like, for example, that Tampa game that we lost
Yeah,
down in Tampa. Somebody should be able to
right.
walk up to the podium and answer those questions. That's just the way
Hey,
I feel about that.
oh, I'm with you. I'm with you 110%. I am with you. It's just like I look at the officiating in sports
Hmm.
period, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, whatever sport it is. They
Hmm.
are some of the least accountable people on earth, and they kind of put me in the mind of the U.S. Supreme Court. They don't. It's like they don't answer to nobody.
The
They're not
answer to
held
no one.
accountable. Yeah, they're not held accountable for the decisions that they make that affect
Mm-hmm.
the outcome of somebody's life, if we're talking about the Supreme Court, or the outcome of a game when we're talking about pro sports. And I think that's just such an ingenuous position to be in. And I don't think if everybody else can be held accountable, they need to be held accountable as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. 1000%. Uh Tico said I would take slightly less talent and execution versus talent alone. And I can agree with that. I
And
can agree
last
with
thing
that.
I say about
Secondary.
refs should have PFF grades.
We should be able to talk about them.
Right. They have PFF be like, oh Lord, we got super
Yeah.
jackass this week. I'm
No.
sorry, man. My man.
No, you
My man. You struck a nerve. You struck a nerve, sir. You struck a nerve.
Yeah. Secondary is Evero's specialty. Okay. All right. Isaiah Simmons, that is Era. Okay. All right. Tico said, "You know why, Tony? None of the young guys has taken it from him. Leave no doubt in coach's mind." I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Nick Scott.
Broski, yeah. Broski said, "I don't think it would be easy for Caleb and the Bears week one." Hey, I'm definitely looking forward to a good matchup, especially when we come into the game and we hitting on all cylinders. If everybody that we feel that can affect the game offensively and defensively is available, then I
Hmm.
think we got the makings of a hell of a game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say who I believe is going to win. I just think that's going to be a hell of a week one game. The story is already about the draft picks that we gave up to get Bryce, and um, Chicago used those to get Caleb Williams and a few other players. I think Darnell Wright. I think he's a right tackle or right guard. Um, but yeah, so
Right,
there's already going to be a storyline built for that, and
right,
it's just going to make for a week one, an excellent week one. I'll say that.
right. I think you're right.
Yeah,
Well, I know you're right about that. It's going to be
yeah.
make for excellent week one. It's going to be fun.
Eternal 252 said, "Will nobody want to see that? He has to prove he healthy first." He talking about Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah. This is true. 252. I agree that he
Yeah,
has to be healthy first, but in the spirit of the art of the possible, we haven't
yeah,
seen Zakee Wheatley play a snap yet. Um, However, I'd like to see what Jonathan Brooks looked like if you're looking at somebody that watched film. Take a look. But I get it. I get it, man.
yeah.
252 don't want to see it. My bad, 252. My bad, dog.
252 also said, if it's multiple dudes getting beat, it's a talent issue. He can't put every player in the perfect position or spot, especially if the other team has elite players. Yeah, yeah. You got a good point there. Got a good point. Unc said, fellas, where the coffee at? Hey, hey man, hey, I was waiting for you to support the show, man, and buy your boy English breakfast tea this morning or something. I ain't no coffee drinker, but English breakfast tea is my specialty, Unc. So yeah, hey, great to have you, man. I'm glad that you tapped in. Um, to the morning kickoff with the unbiased opinion. Me and Will up here just chit chatting, having a good old time, getting our vibe right for the morning. Ain't nothing changed. But yeah, definitely glad that you popped in. He said the poll don't show up on phones. Okay, I didn't know that, Eternal. I didn't know that. Uh, SC said, "Hey, what does the $4 entry on Patreon foretells?" And I can't see the poll, sir. So if you're on your phone, Eternal just said the same thing. I don't know why it's not popping up on the phone. I don't do the portrait thing. I'm just on landscape right now, so I don't know why it's not showing up on the phone. For the fan zone and Patreon, let me let me drop this. Let me take off this right here. Let me take off the QR code and let me share this real quick. Give me 1 second, Will. Let's see. So we can do a quick rundown. Move that. So is it right here? Yes. We'll do that. And I'll make it big screen. So this is the Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. This is the Patreon community that I would like you guys to check out and everything. So like I said, I do post daily on the Patreon page. If you are in the fan zone, then you will have access to everything that's in the fan zone. If you want to be have access to the film room to be able to watch film, then you will have to go up to the next level, and I will bring them up for you real quick. Is it this? No, I didn't mean to do that. I'm not editing it, but let's see. It should pop up. Nope, not meaning to do that neither. Hold up, hold up. Oh, there you go. That's what I meant to hit. There we go. So you have your three levels right here. I think I have to change windows. Hold on 1 second. Hold on one second. Here we go. Yeah, so here you have the three tiers. You have your fan zone. In the fan zone, you get early access posts, member poll, ad-free videos, and community discussion. All right. So the film room access is $8 a month. So with the film room access, you get everything in the fan zone, get a exclusive film room breakdown, the Panthers analysis, college football discussion and analysis. We'll go over draft prospect breakdowns and the player evaluations. Okay, so that's the entry point to be able to watch the film of the All 22. Whether we're talking about the Panthers or the NFL, or we're talking about college. So the main reason why I'm doing it on Patreon because the content that I have for college is can't necessarily watch it on YouTube without going through all the unnecessary red tape. But here in Patreon, I can do just that. So you're going to be able to do that. Debate table VIP, which Will is a part of. If you really be able to be more hands on and shape the community, give your input on things that you want to um, talk about, things changes that you feel make that you feel that I might need to make when it comes to the Patreon page, and maybe even sometimes what we discuss or topics, in on unbiased opinion sports talk, on the morning kickoff. So with the debate table VIP, which is $12 a month, you get everything in the fan zone and the film room access, priority topic requests, monthly VIP Q&A. You can submit your debate topics, VIP football discussions, premium football breakdowns. So that's really we can really get into some things that we don't necessarily discuss with film room access and membership member shout out opportunities. So, like right now, like I said, Will is the only one. I don't go through all that. I can just pick up the phone and call Will, and we talk that way. So
Hey,
yeah, that
hey,
don't yeah, go ahead.
and then also 252. That's the reason why I get my Jonathan Brooks film breakdown because I
Exactly.
can make a request. How about that? How
Exactly.
you like them apples?
So that's what the three tiers for the Patreon community is. The fan zone, the film room access, and the debate table VIP. All right. So you guys check it out. Let me know what you think. I look forward to you guys becoming members. And like I said, there's you could join as a free, but free membership don't get you any of these perks right here. So if you want to start getting perks, you have to at least be on the fan zone level to receive those things. All right. So I'm gonna stop sharing that. Go back to me and Will. So let me drop the link to the Patreon real quick, and then we can definitely move on to number 3. All right. So SC, I hope I answered your question, my boy. All right. Cole Rory 9063 said good morning. Good morning, Cole. Glad you tuned in to the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. Not a member. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell, man, so you will be alerted every time I go live. And hit that all button when you turn the post notification bell on. Right. E-Rock said Justin Simmons. All right. E-Rock said, imagine if it was Justin Simmons instead of Nick Scott. Don't do that. Don't get. I'm not gonna get started on that. Not gonna get started on that. Yep. So King James said Justin Simmons. I think. Yeah, I think that's what we were talking. We were talking about. Michael Dickinson said, I just think scheme. I just think the scheme he runs is great for the secondary. Evero came up as a secondary coach, I believe. Yes, he was the safeties coach with the Rams before he got the before he got the defensive coordinator position with the Broncos. So you're absolutely correct. And Earl Locklear said that's a fact, Will. Chauncey Ellaby, appreciate you tapping in. He said communication is number one, definitely. But if you don't have the talent to make the play, it doesn't matter. That's a fact. That's a fact. Cole said refs call something and fans be like, what the hell kind of call is that? Yep, that's every Sunday there, Cole. You're absolutely correct. Chauncey said 1, 3, and 4. He said, okay. Broski said Bears used a Panthers pick to draft Luther Burton as well. Darnell Wright was second team All Pro at right tackle last season. Yeah, I could remember if he played right tackle or right guard, but yeah, Darnell Wright was a great pick. I think he came out of Tennessee. He was drafted by the Bears from Tennessee. I know at Tennessee he played guard, if I'm not mistaken. But Broski said, but there's film of Wheatley from last season. Brooks' film is from way back. Yeah, I probably got it. I haven't looked for it, but I know I got Wheatley because that was just last year. But I would check and see if I got Jonathan Brooks. Unc looking for Trees and Freddy. All right, as he said, I'm a member of Patreon too, sir. I believe I was the first two. I think. You know what? I did you a disservice because you're absolutely correct. You and Will were the first two. So my apologies. My apologies for that, SC. Yes, you are, sir. You turn to I understand you like Brooks, but he 3 years in the pros. His college film not a factor no more. If that's the case, we might as well
Oh
look at
Lord
Excel
Jesus,
highlights. See,
oh Jesus.
see what? Don't, hey, hey, Will, you can handle. I'm gonna bring T Cole to the stage.
Hey, so I am not saying that his film ain't 3 years old and he wasn't injured. I'm saying that if you look at his college film, which is his last bit of film of substance, how would that fit in our current Dave Canales and Brad Isaac style offense as we know it today? What would that look like? It's okay to kind of look. I know the man has disappointed us, but it doesn't mean that we can't look and see what could possibly be next season. That's all. That's all I was trying to say.
You know what, Will? I'm not gonna send you down no. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna send you down the rabbit hole. So I'm gonna leave that whole discussion alone because that ain't even what we're talking about today. But I just felt a good
Okay.
opportunity to smooth set you up and get you really riled up. But I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do
Okay. Well, I appreciate you.
it.
Tico.
Tico, what's happening, my boy?
What's up, fellas? Good morning to y'all boys.
Hey man, good morning to you too, man.
Yeah, I ain't making
Oh,
no
I thought Will
noise,
was gonna say
man.
something. You ain't making no noise. I feel
Nah.
you. Well, what you think about the conversation this far this morning in the topic? And I know you wanted to make a comment or I want to get your opinion on
What I said about
the
Evero?
secondary. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you remember I think somebody asked him about the scheme and about how Evero and not pressing. The last time we heard JC spoke, they asked him about pressing more and the scheme and stuff like that. And he alluded to the fact that when they go into the week, they pretty much know everything the offense is gonna do. And I've always said on the panel about how even without as many pressures and sacks as other teams, you still see how Evero forces teams to hold the ball and pat the ball. If we
Right.
could, if we could, if Roseboom does his job and not give away the quick throw over the middle right away, then that match defense where one safety's rotating down and the other one's taking away the deep shot, it changes the picture in the quarterback mind about 2 or 3 times while he's in the backfield. So that's why when someone said his specialty is defense, and I was saying his game plan for offenses and let's say route progressions.
Okay.
His game plan for route progressions and what you're gonna see in that game is pretty much is like what he's known for. And JC said it out of his own mouth. And if you can see how opportunistic we were this year against those top OCs,
Right.
you see, and it's almost like the guys that give everybody else headache, Evero got their number, i.e.
Like Sean
McVay.
McVay.
Yeah, and we picked off what your boy Shanahan 3 times.
Yeah, 4 times. We had 4 interceptions that game.
Oh shit. See,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
JC had 2. And did Mike Jack have 2?
He might have did.
No.
Or somebody, I think it might have just been 3. I know it was 3 for sure. I know JC had 2, and I know Mike Jack had at least 1. But but yeah, man. So yeah, he makes it hard on quarterbacks and changing the picture and stuff being there that's not actually there. So with a pass rush and with an even taller, rangy guy in the middle, then like
Devin
Will
Lloyd.
said, exactly like Will said, it's only gonna be that much better. And if you look at, I seen what you had on the screen earlier about the defense that he had in Denver. That 2023 defense, bro, that tells you right there. Look at the numbers and the players that we had.
Hold on. We could look at it again.
Hey, Tony and Tico.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drop off. I got a 9:00 meeting I gotta hit. Should last
Okay,
about
Will.
30 minutes or so. If y'all still here when I finish with the meeting, I'm gonna come back up. But I just didn't want to sit here and stay on mute.
All right, cool. All right, we'll holler at you.
I will.
Yeah. But yeah, here the numbers right here, Tico.
Yeah, man. Yeah, see, even in that game, that's a 2-15 season, right?
Well, this was the Broncos 22 season and the Panthers 23 season.
Yeah, the 2-15 season, right? Bryce Young rookie year.
Yeah.
Okay, now look at all those top 10 rankings when the offense could hardly even move the ball.
Well, they only had 2. That was total defense and pass defense, 4th and 3rd.
Third down defense, they was 12th. That's pretty good. Let's go middle of the pack.
Okay.
12th.
All right.
4th, 3rd, 12th, 15th, 14th.
Right.
Now, same thing. Now we go to the pressures. This is the same thing. There ain't nothing really changed except for you had better talent at Denver. So,
right.
But the sacks was still pretty much bottom level.
Right.
Yeah,
the sacks we were ranked dead last. We was ranked dead last that year.
Right. So you can see that he pretty much he knows how to get the best out of what he has. Let's put it that way. Now, could he be more aggressive? Yes, but without the talent, you see what I'm saying? Like
you're not gonna gamble as much.
You don't want to come up and press goddamn Jamar Chase with Caleb Evans. or goddamn, Ben Wickery or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that don't make sense. And then you ain't getting pressure. You striking up the band.
Yeah. So then that goes back to what I was saying earlier.
About
When you
talent.
think about right, having the right talent, and do you think that the lack of talent, or do you think that the lack of talent that we had in 2023 and even 2024 kept Evero from like really getting into his bag? So
Oh, for
do
sure.
you think that, yeah, do you think that talent limited what he could do defensively?
I do. I do.
Okay.
And even Dan
All
Morgan
right.
said it. Dan Morgan said he ain't do his job. And that's his job. That's him out of his mouth. And that ain't no media speak. He ain't have to come out there and just put his business and make it seem like it was his fault.
Right.
Like people say, like I
Right.
understand the media is, politically correct and you don't really say negative things in the media about your team or about a player. So they'll try to
Right.
use that against us when we say, well, listen to what Canala said or listen to what Dan said. But it's not about what he said. It's about the semantics of what he said and what he chose to say versus what he could have said. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
a person can say, I think he's doing pretty good and he's trending in the right direction. And yeah, we really looking forward to what this season is going to be. That's a positive talk
Right.
without trying to glaze somebody. But you don't just come out and say, man, Bryce is that nigga. I love Bryce. And then I'm telling you, y'all niggas better get ready. You know what I'm saying? Like when niggas start talking like that ain't, he don't have to go all the way there if he didn't like him.
Right.
Or if you feel like, well, listen, I can't glaze this nigga, but I got to say something positive. So I got to, you can tell the difference between somebody that's, okay, I got to say something nice about him, so I'm going to just do the least amount possible versus somebody that really think that this guy is the one, or like the contract situation. You could tell Brad, you could tell your boy, what's his name?
Brent
Shit.
Tillis.
You could tell Tillis won't trying to hear that shit. No, we don't know. It's still up in the air. Nigga. Like, yeah.
Right.
You don't know if it was a game face, a poker face, or not, but he let you know off the rip. That's still we still a ways out on that.
Yeah. Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I found that video that you and I was talking about that he had at the combine, where he was talking about the extension on for Bryce Young. So
Okay.
when I get to talking about Brent Tillis later on this week, I'm gonna bring that video up. But
Yeah.
real quick, listen, man, we've been in here for like 2 hours, over 2 hours now, man. Nobody has really shown love to the Patreon. I feel a little disappointed.
Oh yeah. What we doing? What we doing?
Yeah, good content, good conversation, good debate, good vibes, so you can get your morning, get your day started, whether you are on your way to work or coming home from work, dropping the kids off at school or what have you, in the gym working out, at Pilates working out, whatever the case may be. Hey, take a minute and just show love to the channel, support the channel. Let me drop the QR code. So in the top right corner, you can scan that QR code right there and show support to the show, to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Whatever your heart desires, we appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna go into number 3 here. So Broski said, I agree with Eternal for the first time ever. No point in watching Brooks college film. I I think that was like a shout out to Will. Yeah. Broski said possibly is different after tearing the same ACL twice. Still talking about Jonathan Brooks. He said shout out to the former Chicago Bears. Yeah, the Indiana Bears is something else, Broski. How you feel about that being called the Indiana Bears? Damn. Or is it the Hammond Bears? Which one is it gonna be? The Hammond Bears or the Indiana Bears? Like,
I appreciate
yeah.
you, bro. Before he start getting on your head, I appreciate you, my guy.
He said, Tico, how good was R.W. McQuarters when you played on the Bears?
A
I remember.
motherfucking dog.
What did
RW was him, boy.
where did he go to school?
Texas A&M Kingsville or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say it was a small school. Yeah,
Oklahoma State.
yeah,
It was out there somewhere. I want to say it was Oklahoma.
somewhere.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
definitely out west. Yeah, that was my guy, man. Yeah, for sure. They used to
Gerald
call
said
me
the
Snoop
Gary
out there.
Bears.
And
The
Gary.
Gary Bears. Oh my God. I think the whole city would riot if they changed the name to the Gary Bears. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
think.
my God.
I don't think Congress. That wouldn't even be a choice.
Yeah. All
That's
right,
like.
Kiko, we're going. Go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead, bro.
Now I'm gonna say we're gonna hop into topic 3. All right, this is our last topic for today. And it said what Carolina should take from the Denver blueprint. All right. So now we bring it home. If Denver showed the ceiling, Carolina has to show whether that ceiling is realistic here. So these are the facts. The big lesson from Denver is not just yardage. Denver was top 10 in several of the categories that decided defensive value. We're talking about third down, red zone, points per drive, and all important, in my opinion, 3 and outs, getting the hell off the field.
Damn right.
Yeah. So the context is that is the standard Carolina should be chasing, not just looking respectable in yardage. The Panthers need the defense to create stops, limit touchdowns, flip field position, and help the offense avoid playing uphill all game. All right. So the debate question for you, Tico, it says, should Carolina judge Evero by total yards, points allowed, situational defense, or all of it together?
I'm gonna say
I love it when a plan comes together.
points allow situational defense. That's kind of 50-50 for me because you're gonna if you ain't letting them score, then I mean that's pretty much the primary thing. You ain't letting them score, but you might be giving up too many yards while you doing that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's kind of tricky. I say situational defense. What was the other 4? The other 3?
So you got total yards, points allowed, situational defense, or all of it together.
Yeah, points allowed, situational.
Okay. So you talking about like the 3 and outs, third down defense, to me, which is
Yeah, I'm gonna say
two main
exactly.
components.
So just for that, you just kind of switch my brain, my thinking, because like mid sentence, situational. Because if you take all of the important situations and you're capitalizing on them, then that's gonna take care of your point situation.
Yeah,
For the
that's
most part,
true.
unless you ain't giving up big plays, which he doesn't do.
Right. We don't give up a lot of play. We hardly any plays over the top unless there's a complete breakdown on that back end. I
Right,
really
where it's
haven't
just
seen nobody.
somebody they get out athleted, put it that way.
Right.
So they're not wide open.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
where we have a couple of cross the field, like the intermediate, where somebody might miss their match principle, and we have somebody
Yeah.
like a deep dig or over route where somebody be wide open. I seen Drake May and Devontae Adams running scot free a few times, and I was like, who crossing route was that?
but when you, especially when you run in quarters, like I know, that is where the big hole in the defense is that's the soft spot. Like
Yeah, and you need a middle linebacker
over the line.
Yeah, you need a middle linebacker that can run with them and carry that motherfucker all the way across the
And
field, not
get
just
depth.
in the middle.
Yeah, and drop and get depth. That's
Right.
something that Christian Roseboom didn't do a real good job of. You saw one time in that Tampa Bay game when he got that interception. I think that was a Tampa 2 that he ran, and he got deep enough, and the ball couldn't get over his head, and he was right there in prime position to get that interception. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
that
There he
that that
was.
that middle of the field is so soft, especially when you run in quarters or cover 4, as you know. Some people know it as.
Damn right.
Yep. Yeah. So Broski said Mike changed their name to the Charlotte Bears after Bears rebuilt their team after the Bryce trade. Well, I mean,
How y'all
Broski,
rebuild our team? We the one gave y'all the pick,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. And what have you gained from that? That's a good question. What have you gained from that? Because you it ain't like you went won the NFC or the AFC. I forgot what division they in, or
They
nothing
the
like that. I
the
mean,
North.
y'all had a real good year last year under Ben Johnson. Shout out Ben Johnson, UNC grad, Tar Heel to at his core.
For
Yes,
sure.
sir. Yeah. So yeah. Other than that, I mean, y'all had a pretty good year last year. Y'all made it to the playoffs, and we made it to the playoffs. Y'all had a better record. Kudos. But yeah, maybe the proof is still in the pudding. I don't know. I think you need to get a little bit more out of that, since we quote unquote gave you the farm, and the farm ain't really produced that much for y'all. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, we need to see something a little better. All right, but let me ask you this. We talk about third down, and what about the red zone? We haven't been that great as far as red zone, excuse me, red zone percentage. Do you feel like the red zone decide whether drives become points? And I know the answer to that, but I just want to hear you say it.
For sure. For sure. And
Yeah.
one of our main issues, if you remember, was the fact that his defense is interchangeable. And once we get down there, it's not really too much disguising that you can do as far as, matching coverages. And you can get a little creative, but you got to go ahead and get to where you're going to be down there, the closer that you get. So our safeties have to be able to cover in the slot. And that's where teams were kind of doing the mismatches on us, because they knew Evero won't go switch, he won't go match. So he might start CD, perfect example, CD Lamb in the red zone. He start off on the
Right.
left side, on the right side, they motion him over to the left side, and that damn Fuller rotates down to cover him in the slot. And I seen it right there,
Okay.
touchdown. I said it before it even happened. He ran a corner out on Fuller, and that's just mismatch. Fuller will never win that matchup. Unless
Right.
CD.
I can't recall the exact play that you're talking about in my
It was
head.
Dallas when Dallas came to Carolina, and they had the backup Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush torched us that game for about 4
Oh,
tuds.
okay, yeah.
One of them
Was that
was the
2023? What was that Bryce
2024.
first year?
I think it was the
It was
second one.
2024?
Yeah, because we
Okay,
played them 3
okay.
years in a row, didn't we?
I think you're right. I think we played at Dallas. Bryce rookie year. In the last 2 years, we played them in Carolina.
Right. Yeah, so I think it
Yeah,
was
okay.
the second year when Fuller was the
Right.
Fuller and damn your boy I forgot his name. He in
I
Tennessee
don't
now.
remember
Number
right off the top.
25. Yeah.
Oh, it's Xavier Woods. X. You
Yeah.
talking about Xavier Woods. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. Hey, shout out SC Panther Boy for that $10 PayPal. Thank you for that gift, my brother. Definitely thank you for supporting the channel. Definitely goes towards improving the channel as well. So I thank you for that $10 PayPal gift. Appreciate it. Also dropped a last poll, and it said what matters most when judging a defense. You could type 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat. It would tabulate in the poll at the end. Number 1 is points allowed, 2 is third down, 3 is red zone, and 4 is total yards. So if you're watching, hit 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I would greatly appreciate. Don't let your finger be a stranger. All right. Don't be a stranger to the comment. And
Yes,
let me now leave that up right there. Go to comments. Did I have a new comment? Yeah. Broski said, Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson. I love Tyreek Stevenson coming out of Miami. Torrey Taylor, Luther Burden, like Luther Burden coming out of Missouri. All for Bryce. You'll get to see week 1 what the Bears got in that trade. Oh, okay. All right. He said hashtag better ask somebody. All right, Bruce, Broski. So after week 1 now, if it don't pan out how you say it's gonna pan out, I'm gonna refer back to this comment. I'm gonna ask you for sure. Well, you know what you was talking about. Go ahead, Tico.
Oh yeah. What we talking about? Red zone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's well for my poll question, I'm gonna probably go with number 2. Because I think number
Okay.
2, if you hold down number 2 enough, then it'll take care of the rest of them, pretty much.
That's a great point. That's a great point. If you can get 3 and outs, if you can stop these third down conversions, that leads me to another question, and I know you can answer this because you definitely have experience in it. And it goes back to the earlier conversation talking about the talent or the scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Last year on defense, a lot of times when we were in third and long, let's say 3rd and 8 or better, if we was 3rd and 8, you saw the corners 12 yards back. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't sitting at the sticks or right before the sticks. In my opinion, it always made for easy completion because all you had to do is like run a 10-yard, a 10-yard comeback or 10-yard out. So you run 12, come back to 10. And it seemed like we could never stop that. What do you think about the defensive scheme that we ran in Carolina last year on third downs a lot? Because I don't want to ask CJ because CJ will tell you we was down in South End getting some pancakes and then try to come back to the stadium and make a play.
Had to cross the highway and everything just to come back and cover the nigga. Yeah, that shit was funny, boy. But yeah, man, I think it's I think your DBs have to be able to gamble within the scheme. Now, it's kind of hard to know exactly what they're actually telling them because we already see what position they're in. So we see the alignment.
Right.
But what are they telling them? Like you said, like CJ would be saying, like, are they telling them to backpedal that fast? Or are they bailing out too fast? Because if you could tell, like Mike Jackson, he played those out routes and those comebacks on Puka and Devontae a little bit tighter than he used to play them. Or like when we are in bend but don't break mode and we just trying to, lengthen the game type shit, like we did many times before, like you said.
Right.
So when you're playing bend but don't break and they keep running that out route, I've seen times where they did it 2-3 times in a row and we was giving it to them.
Right.
If you have a Josh Norman, who else? I wouldn't even say Jalen Ramsey. And that's the thing. We don't have too many of those corners no more. And then when I start to break it down, you understand what I mean. We ain't got corners that just shoot their gun when they see what they see.
You don't think JC Horn like that?
How many pick sixes J.C. Horn got? I'm talking about on something in front of him, not deep. I'm talking about
right.
Reading 3-step read, because that's like
Right.
when you're in your back pedal, you cueing the quarterback. You cueing the quarterback, and he stops his drop at 3-step. Like that was one of my bread and butters. I'm gonna just let you know that personally, Tony. 3-step read was what I was praying for. 3-step. I was praying for a slant or a hit. Yeah. So that's how I get pick sixes. I was a master. If you show me 3-step, I'm gone. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is my eyes going back to the receiver because I got to know which angle to take. I don't know if it's hit, slant, or out yet. So you can't just go. Right. But once his quarterback stop, my feet stop, eyes go back to the receiver, find an angle, and I'm gone.
Okay.
We don't really have DBs, like certain teams have those. Certain teams have some DBs like that are just they stick their foot in the ground and they go when they see what they see, and they still have the ability to recover if it's a double move. So it's kind of like a pick your poison thing, to where I know I'm in quarters and they want me to stay deep, but this is the only receiver on my side, and I see his hips dropping.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't take away, and it seems like they forget what they've been taught because they're trying to play not to lose.
Yeah.
So if you're in your back pedal, and you see the receiver's hips drop, there's no way you should be still going backwards. There's no. I don't care what time. I don't care how many times. How much time on the clock.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. So when you look at it that way, and I'm just speaking on last year, hell, I would say that Mike Jack played it better than J.C. Horn when it came to that. Mike Jack could have had 2 pick sixes. He got the one against the Rams, and then he could have had another one. I think it was against Atlanta, and Nick Scotton didn't make the block.
Well, that was Mike Jack. He should have jumped over them niggas instead of going out of bounds.
Yeah,
you remember he ran out of. Remember when somebody came to get the block for him, and then I think somebody fell. Yeah, somebody fell, and he ran out of bounds instead of jumping over them niggas.
Right. But Nick Scotton made up for him when he put that block on Matthew Stafford, and Mike Jack did score that game.
Yeah, I'm right. He's had 2. He had both his pick sixes was against the Rams, wasn't it?
Not. I don't think he had 2 pick sixes against him, did he? I know he had that one, but I know he had like 2 picks against the Rams. I don't think they both were pick sixes.
I think he had 2 pick sixes, bro. One in the playoff game and one in the other game.
The regular season game.
I think.
Well, I know. In the playoff game, now he did intercept. He did get that interception in the end zone against Puka. Maybe that's what you're thinking. That was like a touchback because we got the ball back at the 20 because he picked the ball off in the end zone.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. That pick six was the first Rams game.
Right.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one he didn't score on. Yeah, the other one he didn't score. That was Atlanta. Was that Atlanta?
Yeah, that was Atlanta. That was Atlanta. Yeah. So, yeah, man. If there's anything that burns me up about Evero's defense, is when we have an opportunity to get teams off the field on third down, and we're playing parking lot conservative football. I really don't like it. But it also goes to the question about having enough talent or the right talent the especially when you're talking about creating pressure, getting the quarterback off his spot, speeding up his clock, making him potentially do something that he don't want to do. Maybe I'm hoping that the defense benefits from Devin Lloyd and Jason Phillips, as I so call him. I hope they can bring that pressure to the quarterbacks this year that we haven't seen consistently from our defense in the past few years. What you think about that?
Yeah, that's definitely the pressure because we see how good he is and coverage schemes and maybe not on third downs as much, but and that's maybe part of the reason why he forces you to take more snaps than he is more aggressive than to try to beat himself because he feels
Right.
like the more he make you take snaps, the more opportunities I can fool you. You gonna fuck up. We gonna get a sack. We gonna that's that bend but don't break mentality. When they think like they can eventually they gonna fool you and you gonna throw us one type shit.
Right.
But one more
Right.
other caveat I wanted to recognize was the fact of our philosophy and our game plan last year as far
Okay.
as like league average being 10, 11 possessions and we only average 7 or 8.
Right.
So it was
Yeah.
almost like there was a common theme throughout the building is that we gonna shorten the game. We gonna keep it close. We ain't gonna because our offense is kind of up and down and more down than up pretty much if we want to be serious. So
Right.
I feel like as the offense grows and we start to consistently put up 25 to 30 points, then that may cause EJ to be able to do a little bit more too. Because when you have an anemic offense, then that definitely the offense kind of dictates how you call the game as well, if that makes sense.
Puts more pressure on the defense to perform because they're not scoring enough points.
Right. And you can't just go out
Right.
there and give up nothing easy because you want the press and send blitz. Now you down 14 because you done blitzed and sent pressure and played man and bombs over Baghdad. Now you know if the offense if they couldn't have scored in, they ain't gonna score now. So it's just gonna keep looking worse.
Right.
So it's kind of like the defense got to stop the bleeding for the offense until the offense start clicking.
Yep. You're right. You're right. That's why I love this game so much, man. There's so many nuances
You know what?
to this game.
Let
There's
me
like
get one more point in, CJ. I
oh,
mean,
go ahead.
Tony.
Go ahead. You got it. No, you got it. You got it.
When we started to bring up 3 and outs, right? And you started talking
Yeah.
about the variables and the context that people put in. I was gonna bring up CJ Stroud and the Jalen Hurts argument about how
Mhm.
when we talking about how the defense and one hand washes the other, and everybody
Right.
keeps saying CJ Stroud and Jalen Hurts, they done made it playoff 3 years straight. Look at they 3
Mhm.
and outs versus our 3 and outs.
I
That's
haven't done that.
you
I'd be
see what I'm
curious to
saying?
see what it is.
You
Yeah.
know, but you know what? You know what, Tony? You don't have to. All you got to know is that that's a top 5 defense. So for them to be a top 5 defense, you already know that that damn CJ Stroud done had probably 200 more opportunities than we have. We average 7 to 8 possessions a game. How many
Right.
yards you think he gonna throw for when we running the ball and we only got 7 possessions? Like it's a lot of context and variables that a nigga could go
Right.
into. But
Exactly.
I can't. Niggas don't really let you get that off everywhere. And then
I feel
they
you.
kind of and they kind of throw that under the rug like, well, that don't really mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I know it means something. You
Yeah.
know it means something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like I can't. That don't really hold as much weight to somebody that's trying to beat their chest.
Right. Well, you know,
So
if it don't fit the narrative of what they're trying to create, then it's definitely going to get lost in the sauce. Definitely gonna get lost in the sauce.
and that don't even, and nigga like me, if you ask me, I'll tell you Bryce deficiency. So it ain't like
Right.
I'm just all the way on the left hand side saying he
Right.
elite already, and what I'm saying, there ain't nothing else I need to see.
Yeah, I ain't saying that. Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
I
I
ain't
can,
going down
but
there.
as far left as I can go as far left, and I can go as far right. I
Right.
ain't got to stand on
Right.
one side of the fence
Oh,
because
I don't.
that's not how
I'm
that's not
smack
how you
dabbing.
evaluate. That's not how you
Thank
evaluate in
you.
real
Thank
time.
you. Thank you. I'm straight in the middle. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to pick one side or the other
And you gonna
because
call
then that.
a spade from what you can see in real
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Because that.
He played trash. Now they bring
Yeah.
up what about the 54 yards in Seattle? What I say, Tony? You right.
Yep.
What about that pick in San Francisco when all he had to do was run it in? That was trash. That was some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yep. That was some
You see what I'm
bullshit. Yep.
saying? But when we give the positive shit, they can't say that. Oh, that don't mean shit. They just go back to a negative instead of saying, "Yeah, you right." Well, no, that don't do that. No, wait, what about he threw for 458 against Atlanta? Well, he threw for 54 in Seattle instead of agreeing with me.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a back and forth. I'm like, well, we both know. But at the end of the day, we both know 448 and 54. Both sides know that. And no matter how many times we bring it up, it just all depends on, you know, your confidence or how you feel right now. So I understand.
Fact.
So I understand how that
Facts.
go, but to each his own. And one thing we can't be misled on is that, people still got their opinions. And all we can try to do is, try to give our unbiased opinion about what we
Holla.
see, my guy.
Holla. Holla. Hey, let me catch up on these chats real quick, T Code, then I'm gonna close it out. But I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you uh uh s- um to stay to the end because I want to holler at you about a couple things.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so Jay Hud said Smith Wade and Mike Jack got one. That is a fact. The one that Smith Wade got was pretty against Michael Penix. He read that perfectly. Hey, you know what? He did exactly what you described, Tico, that 3-step drop. And he read as soon as Michael Penix's hand broke off the ball, and he read that the I think it was like a little quick hitch, and Shaw Smith Wade read that beautifully, and he
Yeah, he
was
did.
on it, dog. He was on it. Hey, he put his foot in the ground. He was like, "Got him."
He threw that bit
Yeah,
right to him too, cause that was like his third or fourth read, and
yeah,
he could see Penix, and you see that's awareness too as a DB, because a DB that's not aware, he will see that tight end or that running back in the flat and just run to him right now. I got my man,
mm-hmm.
instead of slow playing it and letting
That
Michael
slow
Penix
planning
think that he open when he first turned his head back around. You see
and
what I'm saying?
staying and
He
staying
kind of
disciplined.
glided and proud over there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
okay, he one read, two read, three read. As soon as he turned his head, he took off. And by the time he let it
yeah.
go, he couldn't pull it back.
That's that zone. That's that zone discipline right there.
Yeah, his own
You know what I'm
discipline.
saying?
Yeah, you don't just run to
Uh,
your man as soon as he come in the flat.
right. Exactly. Exactly. Say SC said
Yeah,
our QBs were playing from Fort Mill, South Carolina, Tony. That's what it felt like. That's exactly what it felt like. Said Horn Broski said Horn is burnt toast versus Olave. Yeah, Chris Olave definitely has gotten the better of JC Horn than anybody else in the league. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Yeah, Chris Olave definitely gets off against JC. As he said, Mike Jack only one pick six for the year. Tico, that's facts.
okay,
Let's
okay.
see. Broski said QB's lined up 10 yards off the line on 3rd and 6 isn't cutting it. That's big facts. He was talking to SC right there. Fed now, what's going on, Fed now, my boy? Hey, appreciate you tapping in to the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. If you haven't hit that like button yet, hit it. Subscribe, turn the post notification bell, select all so you'll be made aware whenever I go live. Right now, it's Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So I appreciate you, man. He said, I think that we will play more press man in short yardage this year. Evero knows that cushion trash isn't going to get it done this year. Well, that's why I've been saying lately is that, you know, I know the slow start has been 0-2, 0-2, 0-2 for the past 3 years, and there's different reasons as to why. You know, I'm not gonna go all into it. But one of them is injuries. And I feel like if we are healthy going into the season come week 1, the people that we are really counting on in order to be successful, offense, defense, and special teams, I'm hoping that we get a turnaround from that 0-2 and we can start the season off at least 1 or 2-0. You know what I'm saying? That's my hope. That's what I'm hoping to see. So, but you're absolutely right. And hopefully we have the defensive pieces that we need this year for Evero to do exactly what you mentioned. Broski said, T Cole, if you're a defensive coordinator, how are you scheming against Bryce? Go ahead, T Cole. That question was to you. Okay, maybe T Cole stepped away from the.
What's that? What's good?
Broski said, if you're a defensive coordinator, how are you scheming against Bryce?
Press and pressure with someone coming in late for if you try to escape. So it's gonna be kind of like a spy. A spy
Or
that has
a slot blitz.
no. It's gonna be like a double mug.
Double mug, okay.
Or a single mug with a I'm gonna say we're gonna say double mug, zero
In the A
blitz.
gap.
Yes, sir. Double blitz, press coverage.
So they playing
Depending on
cover
the
0.
formation. Depending on the formation. I may go cover 1. But pressure with a delayed spy. You know how like you spy to see where the pressure flushes them to, then you go get them.
Yeah. I know Alante Taylor for the Saints was killing us with those slot
nickel blitzes, yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, he was killing us. He was like a man, he was, oh my God, he was a throwing outside for real. Yeah. Let's see. Fair now says still ain't do shit with them picks. Yeah. I hope you're not talking about the pick 6. You can't be talking about the pick 6. Yeah. Fair now said we gave y'all a ready-made team and y'all still suck. Oh, he talking about you gotta be talking to Broski. D Cash said crazy people bring up Seattle like it was Bryce versus Seattle. Nobody showed up in that game on offense. That's a fact. That's a fact, D Cash. Hey, appreciate you too for tuning in. SC's talking to Broski. SC said, I'm glad Evans is in San Francisco now too. Yeah, me too. I'm glad we ain't got to worry about him twice a year. Vietnam said chilling on my first break. Vietnam with the laughing emojis. Broski said, "Yep, press on the outside with the delayed spy blitz deal. Good stuff, Tico." And Vietnam said the picks we gave. Oh, to Chicago. Oh, you talking about the draft picks? Okay, all right. And Vietnam said, "Yeah." All right, so that's all the messages. Hey, look, if you haven't supported the channel, The link is pinned in the comments. If you need to subscribe to the channel, that is also pinned at the top of the comments. Subscribe, hit the like button, turn that post notification bell. We do that, select all, so that way you will get the alert when I go live each and every morning. There's in the top right corner on the show for support the show. If you scan that QR code, take you to the PayPal and give a small donation, whatever your heart desires. We gave you good vibes, gave you good communication, debate, good topic this morning. Hey, show love to the show. We'll greatly appreciate that. Well, I greatly appreciate that. All right. And I think Fair Nam had one. Broski keep talking about the lame trade where they haven't capitalized on the picks we gave them. And as he said, Broski don't be like that now. All right. All right. That's my last chat last message that I'm going to read. Let me take this banner off of here. All right. So my closing statement is Denver showed us the best version of Ejiro Evero defense. It was connected, detailed, situationally, strong, and hard to finish drives against. But that does not automatically answer the Carolina question. The real question now is whether the Panthers have the personnel, discipline, the pass rush, and secondary communication to let that structure work here. So I'm not giving Evero blind credit, and I'm not throwing lazy blame on him either. Denver gives Evero credibility. Carolina has to give him proof. That is the difference. A blueprint is not a finished house. The Panthers still have to build it. All right. So that's it for today for the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, share it with your people, and drop your football argument in the comments. No fake, no hot takes, no media spin, just real football talk. And with that, fellas, I'm out and keep pounding.